How to accept what I cannot control during cancer. We all like to feel in control or of plans or emotions or health. But what happens when life doesn't ask permission to change everything? When control is no longer possible, can peace still exist?
I am Anna, counselor and cancer survivor, offering emotional support while you follow your medical team.
It's a good idea to start by understanding what we actually think acceptance means. For some reason, it's commonly believed that acceptance means giving up. That is the same as resignation to what happens or to what we have. In part, yes, acceptance begins by recognizing the situation we are in, without filters, without decoration, without lies. In other words, with complete honesty. Even when that honesty feels uncomfortable or painful. This is an important point because many people get stuck right here in the recognition of their own reality. Some people remain resigned in sadness, and others become depressed. Others choose to ignore what is happening until they can't anymore. And others, unable to face the pain, interact with it through anger. It's a kind of opposite reaction to pain. You don't face it, you don't accept it, but you fight against. This is something I emphasize a lot, and I will keep doing so. Because in that struggle, there is a loss of energy and healing time. Of course, everything has its stage, and people need time to process their emotions. But I am referring to those who spend years without being able to move past it. Returning to the main point, when we accept, we recognize our reality. It's painful, yes. But the idea is to locate ourselves, to be present in that space, and despite fear and all other emotions, to center ourselves and gain mental clarity. Then, the goal is to evaluate what we have, what we can do with this reality, what resources, what tools, what attitude we need to transcend the situation. And most importantly, to do it without wearing ourselves out more than necessary. Not only for ourselves, but also for those we love. Here comes another concept that many of us like: control. It's important to understand why we feel the need to have power. What happens if we don't have it? How would that make us feel? Where does that need come from? What do we lose? What do we gain? Without reflection, it can be difficult to let it go of control. To let it go of any person, situation, or thing in our life, we must first understand why we are attached to it. What is the more profound need behind holding on? You might say, well, it's only natural that anyone wouldn't want to lose control of their own body, for example. And yes, of course, that is completely natural. But in every situation, There are deeper reasons, quieter layers beneath what we first feel or what seems naturally obvious. I know. It sounds strong, doesn't it? Remember that inner work is foremost about the relationship we have with ourselves. It requires dedication, determination, and consistency. It's also important to be aware that these are just recommendations, meant to open your mind and your heart. The real inner work is personal and individual. And if you need professional help, you shouldn't feel embarrassed or incapable. Quite the opposite. Just as I emphasize the concept of acceptance, I also insist on personal growth. Both take time, like straining a muscle at the gym. Returning to the control, what would happen if you accept what you cannot control? If you let it go? Could you see yourself with new possibilities? Could you look for alternatives? Could you feel satisfaction and well-being differently without control? Could you start to feel at peace? Could you create well-being in another way? What would you need for that? Physical or inner resources? Would it mean changing the way you think or the way you live? Making a turn in your life? And many other questions that you can surely, if you have, ask yourself. Let me explain where I am trying to go with this. Where do you want to see yourself? Tell me in the comments what you perceive, what resonates with you. I hope this information has helped you. And always remember, you have the final word. It's your life. It's your decision. If this video touched your heart, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might need these words today. In the next video, I will talk about how to rebuild confidence after cancer. Take care of yourself, stay positive, and see you in the next one. Bye-bye.